The foot-long measurement fraud class action. Subway faced a devastating international scandal in 2013 when a customer's photo went viral, proving its signature foot-long sandwich measured only 11 inches. This sparked immediate global mockery and led to a major class action lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Wisconsin. The investigation revealed systemic fraud, with internal audits showing over 60% of foot-long sandwiches failed to meet the promised length. The lawsuit, Kalnoky v. Subway, sought damages for deceptive and unfair business practices, arguing the chain had pocketed millions in ill-gotten profits from the false advertising. Subway was forced into a humiliating settlement, agreeing to implement rigorous measurement controls and pay over $525,000 in attorney fees. More critically, the company's core value proposition of consistent value was permanently shattered, turning its most famous product into a global symbol of corporate dishonesty and sparking a wave of consumer skepticism that damaged the brand for years. The Meatball Marinara Misleading Origins Lawsuit. A 2022 class action lawsuit in Illinois challenged the authenticity of Subway's Meatball Marinara, one of its most popular sandwiches. The suit alleged the meatballs were deceptively marketed as containing traditional Italian-style ingredients like Parmesan and Romano cheeses, when in fact they were made with substitutes like ricotta and a cheese blend containing anti-caking agents. More critically, the lawsuit cited Subway's own supplier information to argue the meatballs were produced using a highly processed industrial meat slurry from multiple animal sources, contradicting the implied quality of whole, seasoned meat. This case targeted the perceived honesty of Subway's core prepared proteins, arguing the brand leveraged the familiar, wholesome imagery of marinara and meatballs to sell a product whose formulation was far removed from customer expectations, further eroding trust in its menu descriptions. The chicken containing only 50% chicken DNA scandal. In a stunning 2017 exposé, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, conducted independent DNA testing on Subway's oven-roasted chicken and chicken strips. The results were damning. The products contained only approximately 50% chicken DNA, with the remaining composition being soy protein and other fillers. This sparked an immediate class action lawsuit in the United States, alleging fraudulent misrepresentation and violation of state consumer protection laws. Subway's own supplier, BRC, admitted to using a processed chicken and soy mixture. While Subway quickly reformulated its North American chicken products, the scandal inflicted catastrophic damage to its "Eat Fresh" slogan. Sales plummeted, and the chain was forced into a $30.9 million settlement in the U.S. class action, a direct financial penalty for misleading millions of customers about the fundamental protein content of its core menu items. The Jared Fogle child sex abuse and corporate endorsement catastrophe. Subway's marketing was catastrophically intertwined with the crimes of its longtime spokesman, Jared Fogle. In 2015, Fogle was sentenced to nearly 16 years in federal prison for possessing child sexual abuse material and traveling to engage in illicit sexual conduct with minors. The scandal revealed Subway had received warnings about Fogle's behavior years earlier. An Indiana high school reportedly alerted the company in 2004 about inappropriate conduct, and an ABC News investigation in 2007 flagged his questionable interactions with minors. Yet Subway continued his lucrative endorsement until his 2015 arrest. This negligence led to multiple lawsuits against the company for continuing to promote a predator. The case obliterated Subway's wholesome, family-friendly image, forced a complete overhaul of its advertising, and became a permanent case study in the dangers of building a brand around a single, unchecked personality. The fake red wine vinegar lawsuit and ingredient fraud. Subway was targeted in a 2023 class action lawsuit alleging its red wine vinegar contained no actual red wine vinegar, a deceptive practice violating federal labeling laws. The case, filed in New York, cited independent lab tests showing the condiment was instead made from distilled white vinegar with added coloring and flavoring. This meant customers, including those avoiding alcohol for religious or health reasons, were being misled about a basic ingredient. The case accused Subway of cutting costs by using a cheaper imitation while charging premium prices for sandwiches marketed with the authentic ingredient. The scandal highlighted a pattern of ingredient dishonesty following the tuna and Parmesan cheese controversies, and attacked the brand's foundational "Eat Fresh" promise by suggesting even its simplest condiments were industrially fabricated imitations rather than genuine foods. The 100% Parmesan cheese containing wood pulp deception. Subway became the face of a global food authenticity scandal in 2016 when the US FDA confirmed its grated 100% Parmesan cheese contained up to 9% cellulose, an anti-clumping agent derived from wood pulp. While common in the industry, Subway's explicit 100% claim became the focal point of a class action lawsuit alleging false advertising and food fraud. The suit revealed that despite the label, the cheese was a blended product containing fillers, violating federal standards of identity for Parmesan. This followed a Bloomberg News investigation that first exposed the widespread use of cellulose in supermarket cheeses, with Subway's Parmesan testing as a primary offender. The chain settled the lawsuit confidentially, but was forced to revise its labeling and ingredient sourcing. The scandal cemented a public perception of Subway as a brand that used cheap industrial fillers while marketing an image of freshness and purity, further eroding consumer trust in its core ingredients. The franchise money laundering and sanctions violation scandal. In a severe international compliance breach, Subway's corporate entity was implicated in a 2021 U.S. Treasury Department investigation for systemic failures in preventing franchisees from being used for money laundering and sanctions evasion. The investigation revealed that multiple Subway franchises across the U.S. and Canada, operated by Iranian and Syrian nationals, were used to funnel money in violation of international sanctions. Subway's decentralized franchise model, with minimal corporate oversight on financial backers, was cited as a key vulnerability. While Subway itself faced no direct charges, it was forced to pay a $50 million settlement for its deficient anti-money laundering controls and entered into a deferred prosecution agreement. The scandal exposed how the brand's aggressive, hands-off franchising strategy could be exploited for serious international financial crimes, damaging its reputation with regulators and banks. The bread containing a yoga mat chemical public health scandal. Subway faced a global health panic in 2014 when food blogger Vani Hari, Food Babe, revealed its bread contained azodicarbonamide, an industrial chemical used in yoga mats, shoe rubber, and synthetic leather to improve elasticity. While approved in small doses by the FDA, its use in food is banned in the European Union and Australia as a potential allergen and respiratory sensitizer. The public outrage was immediate and viral, with millions demanding Subway remove the yoga mat chemical. Within a week, Subway announced it would phase out azodicarbonamide, a capitulation that cost millions in reformulation. However, the damage was profound. The scandal framed Subway not as eat fresh, but as a purveyor of industrial, chemical-laden products. It sparked a wider consumer movement, scrutinizing food additives, permanently shifting public perception, and forcing the entire fast food industry to re-examine ingredient transparency. The pizza cookie child labor scandal in the Middle East. In a shocking 2020 investigation by the BBC, Subway's Middle Eastern franchises were exposed for using child labor in Qatar, with children as young as 11 working up to 12-hour night shifts making pizza and cookies. The undercover footage showed exhausted minors, primarily from Bangladesh and Nepal, working illegally and being paid as little as $150 per month, a fraction of the local minimum wage. The report revealed a systemic failure in Subway's global franchise oversight, as the Qatari master franchise holder operated multiple stores violating basic labor laws. While Subway immediately terminated its relationship with the specific franchisee, the scandal highlighted the brand's vulnerability within its franchise model to severe human rights abuses. It directly contradicted its corporate social responsibility pledges and drew stark parallels to the exploitation seen in the construction of Qatar's World Cup infrastructure, tarnishing its international reputation. The habitual wage thief franchisee network scandal. Subway's franchise system was exposed as a hotbed of systematic wage theft in a multi-state investigation concluded in 2023 by the U.S. Department of Labor. The probe found that over 1,000 Subway franchise locations, representing nearly 10% of its then U.S. stores, had violated federal labor laws, resulting in more than $2.5 million in back wages and damages owed to over 6,000 workers. The violations were systemic, forcing employees to work off the clock, illegally deducting uniform costs thefts from paychecks below minimum wage and manipulating time records. The DOL placed Subway on a habitual violator watch list due to the scale and recurrence of the offenses across its network. This scandal revealed a dark, embedded culture of labor exploitation within its business model, where corporate pressure on franchisees to cut costs directly translated into the illegal underpayment of its most vulnerable frontline workers.
That's all for today, guys. I have a request for you all. Please support me by subscribing to this small channel. This will encourage me to make more of these videos for you all. Also, if you liked this video, make a comment about what your experience with Subway has been. Let's see who has the most interesting one, and I will see you in the next one.